Alright, what's up guys? So today we're working on Alex's 8.6. It's a last minute thing. So the only video I've ever posted about this car is literally when it was a project, but it's all done. I didn't decide to make a YouTube channel after the fact that we completely tore down the block and re-ringed it and did everything, and it would have been a nice series to have, but it's whatever. So pretty much we're installing carbon headlight covers. We already did one, but that was a while ago, so we pretty much forgot what to do. There's the carbon cover. Oof.
It's just dirty.
Oh, okay, it's just dirty.
Yeah. Or actually might be damaged. Whatever. I waited about 6 months to get these in from Cali. Buddy of mine has a company down there, but I wouldn't recommend him. No, not at all. So here's the original. Here's the carbon. And we finally complete the whole initial D carbon front end. Once we finish, we'll just give you guys a quick walk around, show everything, and then we'll probably do an engine startup.
Yeah, well, first of all, to take that original cover off, what'd you have to do?
Alright, so it's pretty simple, and for the guys that want to replace the 8.6 headlight, it's the same process. So there's this piece right here, and right here. So the black piece goes first.
I like how you did it opposite.
Yeah, I did it opposite.
First piece.
It's on right there. Aggressive. Just a couple of bolts. 2 bolts on either side, right here.
2 bolts right there, and then 2
bolts right over here.
Right over there.
Black cover slides right off. Underneath it, you'll have 2 more bolts. Right here. And same on the other side. After that, you can pull the cover right off.
Alright, you don't want to damage that because these are pretty expensive now, since it's old.
Yeah, good luck finding them actually. You probably have to go to a junkyard, but in good condition, you're not going to find these. And there's all these little pieces in there too that you need it to reinstall everything. That's where the screws actually go into. Yeah, good luck finding those. I actually lost one on the other headlight because I kicked it. Keep everything in a neat place because we lose a lot of nuts and bolts while doing this stuff.
Yep. So, alright, first things first, mocking that one up.
Yep. Here's a new one. These new ones, most of them, you'll have to drill your own holes. They come as solid pieces. So, but we'll go through that later.
Yep.
We just want to make sure everything fits correctly. And there's actually a problem with this one. They made the clearance a little too tight on this side, so doesn't want to go in place. We'll have to actually really force it in. I was thinking about heating this part up, actually bending it, but yeah, I forced it in earlier. That's why it's going in easy now, but nothing really lines up the way it's supposed to right now. I'll have to force it later on, but I'm not really worried about that. We can make it work. This is actually just a lot of trial and error. We spent a lot of time last run. We'll actually readjust that one.
Oh, we need to readjust that one?
Yeah, we'll readjust that one to make everything look flush, but yeah, that's why. A lot of companies actually make these. I know 2 of them are in Cali. You have to look them up. I don't remember the name off the top of my head, but
maybe I'll put a link down below.
Yeah, we'll probably figure that out. We'll just leave a link down below for you guys if you want one of these. Honestly, I think it'll look pretty good in the end, and then I'll have to get everything clear coated. But for now, yeah, fitment's not 100%. Quality's like 8 out of 10, but they work.
Alrighty. And he has a Sabon hood, so the weave flows in the same direction. So
yeah, that was really important. The one good thing is, he said when they came in, if the weave doesn't match my current carbon hood, he'll allow me to send it back. He'll send me some new ones. So. But we were lucky and everything matched up first time. So.
Alright. So we're gonna take this off, and pretty much what we're gonna do is we're gonna be drilling these holes, because on this piece, I don't know if you can see it right there.
There's little indents.
Yeah, there's like little tiny indents.
We'll compare
it's like you can kind of see where the factory ones is. I think there's one like right there. It's kind of hard to see on camera, but pretty much like you can feel it out with your fingers. We just drill holes in those indents and then widen the holes, and then we just kind of move the piece around.
Yeah, we'll show you what we mean after we've done it. So the first time we were trying everything perfect, which took way too much time, and then after we were going along, we realized we just have to make the hole large enough to give us some adjustability, so it doesn't have to be perfect. Your first drill doesn't have to be perfect.
So we got the headlight cover. So we did an oopsie. We cracked the carbon, but that was that was 50-50 on our fault. Who made it? Because the molding on this side was so tight on this side that when we try to pat it down, it just cracked as is. We did try to like slightly force it in there because of a tight fit, how tight it is. So, you know, beware if you're doing this. This might happen to you. It hasn't snapped off completely, so we're trying to still save it. But yeah, so just beware of that because we didn't have that problem on that side.
They're all individually handmade, so the clearances are going to be different with each one. We got lucky on this one, unlucky with this one. Like I said, the fitment is now like 7 out of 10. You gotta make it work. Whoever you get from, you're gonna have to make it work. Same thing with my C-Bond hood. They didn't know that I had these little latches OEM welded into the chassis. So the holes for those weren't there. I had to modify that. I just took an angle grinder. I had to just make the holes myself.
Yeah.
But now it fits.
So what's it called? Right now, we widened the holes just enough so we can see the hole where the bolts should go. And now it's just a bunch of test fitting. So we're not gonna bore you with all the test fitting. Pretty much we're just gonna take it off, widen it, go like if this one needs to go a little bit more up, then we just kind of walk the drill bit a little bit more up. I know that's technically not the recommended way of doing it, but what we're doing is pretty much just slotting holes. So we have adjustability on which way it goes, and then once we put it down, at least we can have room to like wiggle it. Like maybe this side needs to come up and then this side needs to go down. So they're really finicky, especially with pop-ups. Like you want to make your pop-ups work without having to worry about them catching or something like that.
Yeah, we'll walk you through the whole process of adjusting everything. Like I said, we're gonna make sure everything's flush by the end of it.
Yep. Alrighty, now we got it all set. You want to shut the hood actually?
Completely?
Yeah, completely. There we go. And yeah, as you can see, you can't really see it too well on camera, but this corner is like too low, and then that's where the hood height is, and then like this is too wide up here, and then you can see from the one that we did, yes, it's supposed to be a little wide, but it's supposed to be more even all around, because when these open up, they need a little bit more space in the rear. That's how it kind of was on the OEM hood, so we're kind of replicating that. But yeah, this needs to go up a little bit more. This corner needs to come up, actually, and then this one needs to go down. This one's completely flush. This one like needs to come up a little bit, but it's getting there. So it's just trial and error right now.
Yeah, and that's why we were telling you to drill the larger holes or just walk the drill so you have that adjustability. This is what we mean when we need the adjustability.
Yeah, alrighty. So pretty much we're just gonna be playing with it back and forth. So we just test fitted it, and pretty much we just run our hand across it and see if it's flush or not. So I can feel that this is a lot higher than this because we're using the hood as our reference. Then our gaps here. This feels a little bit higher, so this could go down. This piece could go down more to get more flush with the fender. It's been good. It's been treating us good. So this needs to just come down. And then we're also, looking at the hood gap too.
All right, guys. So next we got reinstall this piece, and as you can see here on the car piece, there's no hole for this. So that's the next piece we need to drill, right dead center.
Yeah. So pretty much just put it up, and then I'll just like keep my thumb right there. All right, go for it.
All right, line everything up. I'm not gonna drill into this guy's thumb, and make sure you can use a slightly bigger drill bit too. Whatever the size of this is, you can just match the drill bit with. I'm going slightly bigger. It's not gonna hurt anything. There's nothing behind it for me to damage.
Yeah.
So I'm literally just gonna drill right through it. Pop her in.
Ooh, that carbon smell.
Carbon smell.
Alrighty. Pretty much, we're just gonna line up these holes right here.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm gonna grab a slightly smaller drill bit.
Alright guys, so first you actually have to install this little
the carbon piece.
The carbon piece.
Watch out. So basically, it's got little inserts here.
Yeah.
He's
Little
got the
inserts.
slide it right in.
Slides
And
right
that's it.
in. And that's
And
it.
down here, I don't know if you see, let me bring a light for you guys. There's little holes.
Yeah.
2 bolts. And another design flaw, they made one side carbon enough, another one is slightly not enough on the back side.
Yeah.
We're gonna have to angle it so we can actually drill the correct holes through it.
Yeah.
So now we're just gonna drill, just putting the bit through it until I can feel the carbon on the other side. And I can tell, yep, it has just enough. Good enough.
Yeah,
And then
that's
this
good
one.
enough. The problem with this thing is that if you can see that massive gap that you get, you kind of got to hope your hardware works. What I would recommend someone trying to do this is to get longer screws right there, because like you can see,
Am I in the hole?
I don't even know.
No, we are not.
Where's the hole at? Oh, there we go. There you go.
You're good. Lined up. Lined up. There you go. Yep.
Yeah, you can see that massive gap right there. So we just gotta like press it in and then just leave it like that. So that kind of sucks. It's not OEM fresh, but it's working. It's definitely working. Alrighty, well there's that cap on. Nice and flush up here at least. That just sucks about this little cap, so I don't know.
Alright, now we can reinstall
Alright,
this.
now we can actually install this guy. Holes there. Alright, there.
Very flush.
Yeah, look at it. It looks a lot better with
Alright,
this.
now I'm gonna make. We are going to. So 2 of the plastic trim pieces actually stays on the headlight housing, so that's why we can just line it up on here and put the screw back in.
Alrighty, and then we're just gonna mark them or score them somehow, and then
I'll just
use
go
them as.
through it again.
Yeah, I guess.
I'll make what was it? Initial hole.
Hole.
Yeah.
Hole. Alrighty, we just drilled the holes. I was pretty much just holding up flush because you want this line up here to stay nice and flush. And now he's just like sending those screws in through a carbon. We don't really have actually a plastic piece behind there holding it in necessarily.
The OEM one we could have transferred, but for the sake of time, we're gonna see if this works.
Yeah. Then, oh yeah,
Oh, no
yeah.
wiggle. It is good.
there's a wiggle test. She's looking good. All right, we can finally put the hood down. Damn, boy.
Yeah, if any of you are wondering why we don't have anything to hold up the hood, the man holding the camera
Hey,
lost it while we were in tech school together.
All right, so I was sanding his bay and painting it, and we had everything everywhere. Okay. So I lost a hood prop. Okay. But yeah.
So final adjustments.
Yeah.
Duster off. And I
Looks nice.
Yeah.
It's a full carbon hood, just like Takami's.
Just like
Wow.
that. Shout out RHC Specialties. Check them out.
I don't know. It's up to you.
All right, let's see the pop-up action.
Wow. Amazing.
All we need to do is edit some initial D music in here, and we're all set.
All right. Well, all right. That's it. All right. That's pretty much a tutorial. We're still gonna be finicky on this. This isn't really a tutorial. It's more like a guide for anyone who wants to do this, and pretty much our experience on doing it.
It's a pretty simple mod. I think it makes a lot of difference, though.
Mm-hmm.
But you might want to get the full carbon hood if you're gonna do this mod.
Oh yeah, it looks pretty good. Pretty good from here and all that. So, I mean, yeah. All right. Well, check you out next time. Or, well,
Yeah, see you next time.
edit that out.
We're gonna go race some GTRs.
Wow, amazing. Down the toge.